What's the best way to tell whether or not a conspiracy theory is true? And science is from the Conversation Report. Conspiracies are everywhere these days, and sometimes it's hard to tell what's true and what is not. H. Colleen Sinclair, conspiracy theories are everywhere and they can involve just about anything. People believe false conspiracy theories for a wide range of reasons, including the fact that there are real conspiracies like efforts by the Sackler family to profit by concealing the addictiveness of OxyContin at the cost of countless American lives. The extreme consequences of unfounded conspiratorial beliefs could be seen on the staircase of the U.S. Capitol January 6th and in the self-immolation of protesters at the courthouse holding the latest Trump trial. But if hidden forces really are at work in the world, how is someone to know what really is going on? And that's where my research comes in. Colleen Sinclair says, I'm a social psychologist who studies misleading narratives. Here are some ways to vet a claim you've seen or heard. Number one, seek out the evidence. Real conspiracies have been confirmed because there was evidence. For instance, in the allegations dating back to the 1990s that tobacco companies knew cigarettes were dangerous and kept that information secret to make money. Scientific studies showed problematic links between tobacco and cancer. Court cases unearthed corporate documents with internal memos showing that what executives knew and when. Investigative journalists revealed efforts to hide that information. Doctors explained the effect on their patients. Internal whistleblowers sounded the alarm. But unfounded conspiracy theories reveal their lack of evidence and substitute instead several elements that should be red flags of skeptics. Dismissing traditional sources of evidence, claiming that they are not on the plot. Claiming that missing information is because someone is hiding it, even though it's common that not all facts are known completely for some time after an event. Attacking apparent inconsistencies as evidence of lies. Over-interpreting ambiguity as evidence. A flying object may be unidentified, but that's different from identifying it as an alien spaceship. Using anecdotes, especially vaguely attributed ones, in place of evidence, such as people are saying, such and such, or my cousin's friend experienced something. Attributing knowledge to secret messages that only a select few can grasp, rather than evidence that's plain and clear to all. Step two, test the allegation. Often a conspiracy theorist presents only evidence that confirms their idea. Rarely do they put their idea to the test of logic, reasoning, and critical thinking. While they may say they do research, they typically do not apply the scientific method. Specifically, they don't actually try to prove themselves wrong. So a skeptic can follow the method scientists use when they do research. Think about what evidence would contradict the explanation and then go looking for that evidence. Sometimes that effort will yield confirmation that the explanation is correct, and sometimes not. Like a scientist, ask yourself, what would it take for you to believe your perception was wrong? Step 3. Watch out for tangled webs. When theories claim large groups of people are perpetrating wide-ranging activities over a long period of time, that's another red flag. Confirmed conspiracy typically involves small, isolated groups like the top echelon of a company or a single terrorist cell. Even the alliance among tobacco companies to hide their products' danger was confirmed to those at the top who made decisions and enlisted paid scientists and ad agencies to spread their messages. False conspiracy tends to implicate wide swaths of people, such as world leaders, mainstream media outlets, the global scientific community, the Hollywood entertainment industry, and interconnected government agencies. The online manifesto of Max Azzarello, the man who self-immolated on the steps in New York courthouse April 2024, railed against a conspiracy allegedly including every president since Bill Clinton, sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, even the writers of The Simpsons. Remember that the more people who supposedly know a secret, the harder it is to keep. Step 4, look for a motive. Confirmed conspiracies tells stories about why a group of people acted as they did and what they hoped to gain. Dubious conspiracies involve a lot of accusations or just questions without examining what really benefit the conspiracy nets the conspirators, especially when factoring in the costs. For instance, what purpose would NASA have to lie about the existence of Finland? Be particularly suspicious when conspiracies allege an agenda, quote unquote, being perpetrated by an entire socio-demographic, which is often a marginalized group, such as the gay agenda or Muslim agenda. So also look to see whether those spreading the conspiracy theories have something to gain. For example, scholarly research has identified the 12 people who are the primary source of false claims about vaccinations, and the researchers also found that those people profit from making those claims. Step 5, seek the source of the allegations. If you can't figure out who it is at the root of the conspiracy allegation, and thus how they came to know what they claim, it is another red flag. Some people say they have to remain anonymous because the conspiracists will take revenge for revealing information, but even so, a conspiracy can usually be tracked back to its source, maybe a social media account, even an anonymous one. Over time, anonymous sources either come forward or are revealed. For instance, years after the Watergate scandal took down Richard Nixon's presidency, a key inside source known as Deep Throat was revealed to be Mark Felt, who had been high-level FBI official in the early 1970s. Even the notorious Q at the heart of the QAnon conspiracy cult has been identified, and not by government investigators chasing leaks of national secrets. Surprise, Q is not the high-level official some people believed. Reliable sources are transparent. Step 6, beware the supernatural. Some conspiracy theories, though none that have been proven, involve paranormal, alien, demonic, or other supernatural forces. People alive in the 1980s and 1990s might remember the public fear that satanic cults were abusing and sacrificing people. The idea never disappeared entirely. And around the same time, perhaps inspired by TV series V, some Americans began to believe in lizard people. It may seem harmless to keep hoping for evidence of Bigfoot, but the person who donated a bomb in downtown Nashville December 25, 2020 apparently believed lizard people ran the earth. The closer the conspiracy is to science fiction, the closer it is to just being fiction. Step 7, look for other warning signs. There are other red flags too, like the use of prejudicial tropes about the group allegedly behind the conspiracy, particularly anti-Semitic allegations. But rather than doing the work to really examine their conspiratorial beliefs, believers choose to write off the skeptics as fools, or as also being in on it, whatever the it may be. Ultimately, that's part of the allure of conspiracy theories. It's easier to dismiss criticism than to admit you might be wrong. And this article was republished from Conversation here on Creative Commons license. It's by H. Colleen Sinclair, Associate Research Professor of Social Psychology, Louisiana State University, and it's on Unexplained Mysteries. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.